Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. Let's talk yield farming. Let's talk bull run portfolio. Let's talk overall strategy. Let's talk yield aggregators or optimizers or auto compounders. I want to give you a little glimpse behind the curtain and hopefully show you how many different ways there is to play this. It's not black and white. We had someone yesterday ask, is it better if I get into yield farming, or what if I miss it and I miss the bull run? I'm like, it's not an either or. They play together, and you can actually hedge against being wrong in whatever way you think the market is going. So not all of my stuff is all in yield farming. I want to make that really clear. The returns I get, for instance here, and this is just a part of my portfolio. I've got a lot more assets than this, but I kind of just picked the biggest movers. AVAX sold, Bitcoin did okay, ETH, BNB. This is just in the last 30 days. It's a $36,893 rough increase in my bull run portfolio. And it's probably another 10K and things like I do have Glimmer here, but I also own Glint, a bunch of low caps, XRPs. There's a bunch of stuff I'm missing here. I just went on anything that earned more than 10% last month. I put it on this list just to get an idea. Now, what's really cool is this isn't a reflection of my true returns that month, because a lot of these assets I've been farming. And so I was getting more of this stuff for basically free. So I think of yield farming, and let me know if this lands. I think of yield farming as they're little businesses. They're not optimized for price appreciation. Although you can be in correlated pairs, they're optimized for moving, for generating cash, for generating these assets. Some yield farms I'm in, I don't like the assets I'm getting paid out, or maybe it's just I'm just chasing high yields, which I've done before as well. I'll sell the assets that I'm earning and move them into, let's just say, Bitcoin or Sol or AVAX or what have you. Then, and so, just for example here, just on Radiant, I got Radiant ETH, USDC and BTC, ARB and ETH, ARB and USDC, GMX and ETH. I didn't even include my GMX in this spreadsheet, which right now I have most of it on Yield Flow, which is an optimizer, and there's risks associated with it. So what I'm saying is you can play this in multiple ways. Now, what's really cool is if I take some profits off the table, and let's just say there's a pullback, guess what? I can get back into yield farming as volume on these DEXs increases. I can be in DEXs where I'm getting paid out in the native DEX tokens, so I can hold tokens or coins that will appreciate in the next run. There's multiple ways to do this. What I really want to talk about today is I'm going to look at a few really quick things. Let's just look at so Uniswap and Aperture. We did an AMA and we have some reviews of Aperture. It's worth checking out. Aperture is just a tool that can be used for managing your Uniswap positions. So Aperture, because someone asked me this, is not like a yield optimizer, or it's not some project where you're giving your money to Aperture. Aperture is managing your positions for you. And so on Uniswap, instead of removing liquidity and adding liquidity again, I can simply use Aperture to rebalance for me in a much easier way. The UI is top notch, and they've got some additional features for you here. That said, this is something like, let's just say PancakeSwap, Trader Joe. There's all these major DEXs where you can provide liquidity, and in whatever capacity you want to, whatever range you want to, you can also earn tokens that you may be long-term bullish on. I've been fairly long-term bullish on BNB since its massive pullback with the news with CZ and Binance and all that fun stuff. So guess what I did? I bought some BNB, kept buying BNB, and I also kept yield farming that BNB. And so let's just say BNB and Cake. I've been earning BNB and Cake, and BNB and Cake have both appreciated like crazy over the last, let's just say 30 days, and we're not even getting started. Like, we're not even there yet. Like, yeah, some ETF stuff is definitely priced in, but we're not. 2024 will be the most lucrative freaking year for people in crypto if they apply themselves right now. Then we've got something like, and I'm just showing behind the scenes of all the different things you can do when it comes to like DeFi and how to both earn income, but also earn income in not US dollar, which is depreciating, by the way. It's worth less every single day. You're earning in tokens and coins and assets that are going to appreciate next run. So let's just look at something like XtraFi. All right, there we go. And it's, this is just I don't want us to jump into this. That's not the point of this video, because there's many more platforms than this, and it's not enough to give it deeper context and strategy on YouTube. It's why we have the Underdog Investor Group. It's why our members keep winning. We've also just we added a new team member, freaking pro, and we've also like a DeFi yield farming trading pro. And we're also expanding and adding a pro group that for now we won't be charging for. So after a month of being in the UIG and taking some actions and seeing some movement, you get an invite into the pro group where we talk about even more advanced strategies, even some trading, and even some short-term stuff. So that's really, really exciting. YouTube, I literally cannot do it because I need more context as to your portfolio, and we got to work with you a little bit to see exactly what you're working on. So XtraFi is one of many platforms, but this is a leveraged yield farming protocol that I've been playing with. And so I haven't been taking on leverage. I've just been playing with it. But I've got 3 positions here, extra USDBC, and I'm also lending, by the way, for 28%. I'm lending out my stablecoin and getting 28% on stablecoin. And I'm getting paid out in both stable and both in XtraFi, which I'm holding because I think that's a token that can appreciate. So I want to earn XtraFi for free. That's how we play these speculative plays. How do I earn that speculative, more volatile asset for free, basically? So all in here, of course, we've got different positions, and some of these are up just in equity, just in value, up 18%, 17%, 43%. I've also farmed a ridiculous amount in these positions on XtraFi. So you start putting together, this is, I don't know, what, $1 a day, $4 a day, $6 a day. Sometimes it's up to $20 a day. You start putting all these little engines in your portfolio that are paying you out. Then you're moving them into a bull run portfolio that's also appreciating. And it was more than this at the height of it, but it's also appreciating. Win. And if you want to move some of that, and then ultimately I just want to talk about the difference between yield farming and kind of optimizers. I kind of found a quick little article here. If you do want to move stuff into more hands-off, auto-compounding, yield optimizers, you can. Like this description says, it's almost like having a fund manager take care of an investor's portfolio and provide the best DeFi crypto staking opportunities and yield farming opportunities to obtain maximum profits. And, you can find lists of these. A lot of these I've used. Camino Finance, Auto Farm, Beefy Finance, Convex Finance, Harvest Finance, Yearn Finance. They all have different value propositions. A lot of these I haven't touched. Don't know much about those. Allied Finance, another great one. What do these descriptions have? Alpaca Finance used, Auto Farments have used, Beefy, Harvest, Pickle, not that great anymore. Vesper, I think I've played with it, but it was a little glitchy. Either way, you don't want to just rely on yield optimizers. A lot of people do. They're just like, everything's on Beefy. And I'm like, risky. And remember, all of these are going to take a performance. They're going to get paid. So you're not making maximum returns. You also don't have as much control of your capital. So to me, I'm like, learn on the major dexes, learn on the Uniswaps, learn on the Trader Joe's. Oh, I didn't even know. I have something on base. I have a ETH USDC position on the base mainnet. I didn't even know that. Learn on the Trader Joe stuff. Maybe you're long-term bullish on Avalanche. Okay, how can you print Avalanche without necessarily having to buy more? You can buy your set amount. If you're bullish on the market, you get into a correlated pair. If market's just going sideways, which I really like yield farming in, cool. How do you earn more AVAX? How do you stack it? For instance, for ARB, I've been yield farming ARB. I get paid on an ARB. I was holding my ARB. And as prices of ARB appreciated, I'm making money over here. It's printing me an income. And I'm beating impermanent loss by the appreciation of the ARB that I have on the sidelines. It's a win-win-win on all fronts. The game is to make more by playing both. It's not an either or. I think people are kind of like, I should do yield farming. Nope, I don't want to do yield farming. I only want to do bull run. The two work together. In my mind, one is a business, one is an investment. The business pays you and you move money into your investments. I hope there's so much to cover. I could literally do these videos for hours. It's why we have the UIG. Our community keeps growing. We're adding the pro group. We wake up every single day as a team. We're expanding into now 7 people overall. We wake up every morning and just say, how do we make the UIG better? I see a lot of people on YouTube and just, they used to make money off of referral links. And now that kind of has dried up, no one trusts it. They're just like, oh, we'll just launch a membership. I'm like, you can't, it is a full-time gig to run a membership, a full-time team. We literally, every single day, we are improving, and our focus is on members and how do we get better results and how do we bring the best opportunities. It is it's not just something you do to make some money. It is our obsession, and the community and the family and the UIG has just turned into something that the amount of results and screenshots and wins that come in every single day from those who are applying themselves is unreal. And those who are applying themselves are not going to have access to a pro group. We won't be charging for it yet. So if you do join us, you do the work. By mid-January, we'll have the pro group up. There'll be some trading, some higher yielding opportunities, higher risk opportunities. But those who have put in the work and have accomplished some tasks in the UIG will get an invite into the pro group as well. So that's kind of exciting. All that to say, I do think 2024 is going to be one of the greatest opportunities. I think we're going to have new, fresh money coming in that we've never seen before. And I think those who are positioning themselves now are going to reap massive rewards. I also feel like there may be a pullback. I want to be hedged if I'm wrong. So I do want to be invested in the market, but I do, historically, there's usually a pullback before the real bull run starts. And if we can buy assets on the cheap, I want to be ready for it. I want you to be ready for it. I don't want you looking back in a year or two and saying, I missed one of the greatest opportunities. I definitely don't want to be doing that. I don't like living a life of regret. And so I take aggressive action into ensuring that it's a full commitment. And I think that's what it takes. I think a lot of people are dabbling in crypto and DeFi, and they're wondering why they're not getting the results that they could get. They're not fully committed. In our group today, someone said, you got to be full send. And I agree. You got to be full send. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that inspires. Hopefully that shows you what's possible. Keep putting in the work. Stick to the main dexes. Don't get too far into anything else until you've built a solid portfolio on trusted major dexes. You're building your bull run bag. Now you can play with some optimizers or maybe some leveraged yield farming, or maybe you can do some borrowing and lending and even liquid staking, and sort of getting into multiple smart contract risks, so to speak, to increase your yields. But if you lose on some of it, you're not down and out. You've built a portfolio, you're earning steady income, you're on trusted, the big stuff. And then you can start kind of moving in, taking some profits and moving it into higher risk stuff that does yield you higher returns. So that's my little Saturday morning sermon. I hope that serves in some way. Do leave a comment if anything landed. Subscribe to this channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some videos here and here and here and here for your viewing pleasures. We're doing 2 interviews next week. One gentleman doing over 1K a day right now, and another gentleman doing over 3K per day. He's in our fast track, but he started in the UIG, worked his way up. So we're excited for that, excited to bring you that, and hopefully bring you some major lessons from people. This is real. A lot of people still aren't fully committed. This is real. Like, people are literally doing this. And I think 2024 will bring even greater results into 25. So excited for that. Excited to bring you the interviews. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you. Check out the videos. And with that said, peace.